The 2017 Premier League men's season had OHA claim an historic three-peat after finding an extra gear on Grand Final day. North West were heavy favourites after easily claiming the minor premiership, but fell at the final hurdle. Jack Welch was the breakout star of the season, finishing as the joint competition leading goalscorer and earning the Premier League Hockey All-Star Player of the Year award. OHA's Sam McCambridge topped the goal-scoring chart yet again, while Derwent's Vaughan Bowen claimed a well-deserved Association Best and Fairest award. There is a feeling that 2018 will mark something of a changing of the guard. After a number of superstars retired over the off-season, there are some very exciting young players ready to step up and take their place. But there is still a wide gap between top and bottom, with an expectation that this year will be a competition played largely by the top four sides. Here's our preview of the 2018 Premier League hockey season, proudly brought to you by Elite Mouthguards. Canterbury collected another wooden spoon and ended the year a long way behind the other teams on the final ladder, but they showed glimpses of what the future might hold with some memorable results and performances at various stages. There have been some big changes between seasons though, and they enter into 2018 with every reason to be optimistic. Despite losing Will Lawler and Ed Lawler, the Lions signed up new coach David Budgeon to continue their rebuild, and he's had an immediate impact during pre-season. They also gained Craig Donovan from Western Australia, and young star Mackenzie Reekie returns to the Premier League in a red shirt. After an interrupted 2017, Sam McCulloch will feel like a new star addition to the squad too. Canterbury may struggle at times, but they won't be pushovers and will cause some headaches for every other team. They'll expose many new young players too and look to have a bright future. After making a preliminary final in 2016, Diamondbacks slipped away last year to finish 5th. They used more players than anyone else during the 2017 season, and that instability in the squad caused severe fluctuations in form week to week. Unfortunately, 2018 looks like it might be a repeat with many players unavailable for a full season. To top it off, they've lost Player of the Year Jack Welch and Goalkeeper of the Year Grant Woodcock to the mainland. Massive blows that any side would struggle to deal with. Still, it's not all bad news. They have a number of exciting youth prospects who will get their chance to develop, and they still have players like Lewis Short and Hayden Belts who can turn a game off their own stick. They will have their moments, and under coach Nicole Jeeves they'll always be competitive, but it's a long-term project now to rebuild their squad depth and develop some new stars. Derwent made yet another finals series last year, but were bundled out by University in a tense penalty shootout in the elimination final. A team that has been remarkably successful for over a decade, the Strikers continue to find a way to be competitive. They've lost legendary midfielder Nick Tremaine, but with Association Best and Fairest Vaughan Bowen and rising star Lyndon McCarthy, they have able replacements. James Clifford and Tom Broadby have joined the club and will strengthen the side, and with superstar Angus Bolton up front, Derwent will field a team capable of beating everyone each week. They are a premiership chance, but a lot depends on keeping their best players fit and firing for the duration of the season. Under coach Paul Anka, University continue to improve in massive leaps. In 2017 they not only returned to finals but won a final as well, and despite capitulating in the preliminary final against the eventual premiers, they will return to the pitch a more focused, mature and hungry group. They've had the taste and can see how close they are to challenging for the cup, so we can be sure they will be a major force again this year. They'll be led again by inspirational All-Star captain Ben Reid, and with Jaden Pearson in goals, James Dick up forward and Paul Anka roaming the midfield, they have every line covered with talent. They take one of the most stable starting 11s into the season, and that continuity and familiarity will see them over the line in many close matches. They've added Trent Sproul to their sideline team and recruited a number of promising young players to boost their squad depth. With all the planets aligning, it truly could be the students' year. Beaten grand finalists North West will go in again as heavy favourites, seeking redemption for last year's final day fizzle. They've lost legendary superstars Tim Stevens and Luke Dorner, but are bursting with young talent ready to make the step up. They'll enter the season with a lot of continuity in the squad, and that will make them tough to beat. The pain of 2017 will drive many of their players to new heights, and we're expecting them to come out firing from the opening whistle. All-stars Jai Walker-Kidd, Julian Vittorio and George Wilkinson are all expected to take their games to a new level, while experienced stars James Burke and Alistair White will provide crucial on-field leadership. All eyes are on young star Govenders Gill. After a couple of eye-catching performances last year, he's set to have a big impact on 2018. Destiny beckons the Bulldogs once again this season. How will they respond? After completing an historic three-peat, there have been massive changes for OHA. Coach Daniel Sproul has been replaced with Nick Leslie, and legendary trio Aaron Williams, David Wolford and Toby West have all retired. The Ships defied the odds last year and will be confident they can do it again, but they will probably struggle at times to compete with the more settled squads. However, they do still have James Thomas, Kurt Mackey, Nick Leslie and competition-leading goalscorer Sam McCambridge, all proven match winners, and the opportunity is there for young stars Oliver Smith, Joseph Murphy and Henry Chambers to step up and stand out this season. The Ships have avoided mentioning the R word, rebuilding, but we can't help but think that after 5 premierships in 10 years, they are due for a renewal. They are well placed too, with a great collection of young talent ready to come through over the next few years. Don't write them off this year though. They have more than enough star power to challenge again, and we expect them to be the side everyone else will want to prove themselves against. We can't help but see 2018 as a race between OHA, Derwent and University to join Northwest in the grand final. Canterbury and Diamondbacks will be competitive in patches and have every right to be optimistic, but they are just not in positions to mount serious challenges just yet. However, nothing is set in stone, and every year there are always several surprises. The Premiership Cup is won at the end of a long season, not handed out at the start. What's most exciting is that there are a number of young players on the cusp of becoming stars of the competition, and the chance to see them develop and break out will be worth the price of admission. The opportunity is there for any one of them to do something similar to Jack Welch last year. What are your predictions for the coming season? Be sure to follow all the action right here on Premier League Hockey. Catch the live scores on Twitter, the full match replays on our YouTube channel, and exciting bonus content over on our Instagram feed.